Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. So it's been a little while since I put out a video. As I mentioned in my community post, I have had COVID last week, so been feeling a little bit under the weather. Still not 100% now, but I'm feeling a hell of a lot better than I did sort of, when last week's videos would have been coming out and being recorded. So that's good. Let's make up for lost time here and jump in and do some building. So I want to start off here in Spokane and also in New York as well. So I've mentioned we don't have any freight going to these cities to really drive their growth. I don't know why I didn't put freight in here. It just, for whatever reason, it just sort of, I guess, was not on my radar when I built this line. So we will be, at the start of this episode, getting some freight set up for these two cities and also looking to potentially boost some production, possibly of tools, because they both require tools as their sort of number one good to make this happen. So let's jump in and start getting that done. I also do note that we've got a fair amount of demand in Spokane, particularly, and in New York as well, to be honest. But I think we're handling it pretty well with the trains we're running here right now. We could potentially maybe add maybe an additional carriage or two on, but we'll come back to that in a bit once we have gotten our freight flowing in. Now, a question we need to ask ourselves is, where is our home base for these goods going to be? And I think we can just ship them from Lafayette. It'll be a nice short train. And I don't think we really have anything here operating as a sort of as the base for a feeder service or anything like that. I do note we've got a fair amount of traffic backed up here near around Lafayette. Let's have a look and see, first of all, if we need to potentially fix anything up here. I think we're probably okay. Where are you wanting to go? Okay, so you want to go through there. Oh, okay. Actually, we can fix that. We need some additional signals that we've potentially forgotten about along the way. So we will get a new signal in there. That should get this train flowing, and that should allow our chemical train to start running as well. This is something we need to continue to be aware of, though. When we're having sort of potentially blocking movements like this, we really do need to be careful what we're really allowing to happen. So I think that will be okay, though. I think we should be able to get some more traffic moving now without too much of an issue anyway. Yeah, well, obviously we've got more backups here, primarily due to the fact that these are all full. All right, everything appears to be starting to move now, so we might let it all fix itself. But we'll come back in a little bit and make sure everything is still flowing well and make sure we don't have any sort of potential breakdowns that we need to look at. All right, so we might pop over to New York City then, and we will get a new platform set up here to deal with our freight. Now, I'm hopeful we can sneak a track in here. I think we should be good. It looks like we'll be good. That will fit in there fine. That was not the connection I actually wanted to use there. We want to use standard tracks. Okay, so we've got our first connection made there, and we should be able to get a truck station set up somewhere, and we'll be shifting these goods primarily over to the sort of top left of the map as we're looking right now. And I think that should be pretty easy to do. We have a look at our cargo layer. In fact, not even top left, just the top of the map, and we should be absolutely fine. So if we look at our truck unload stop, we should be able to get one in here and probably about here or so, and that should cover really everything, and we shouldn't have any issues there at all. Next, we will get ourselves set up with some new Peterbilt cargo trucks. These are nice and fast, nice high capacity as well. We'll start with 5. and we'll see if potentially we want to lift that capacity. I think we should go with 5 for the moment. And then we just need to get our sort of feeder service set up running from Lafayette, which should be a fairly simple connection, hopefully. Yes, we can't connect all stations, of course. That does make sense, which does make it a little bit interesting, actually. Is this the best connection we could make then? Let's just have a think about that. We definitely don't want to be running from Laredo. This is, you know, it's quite congested. We probably could do with some potentially work, maybe quadruplicating this or adding a bit more of a freight bypass. So we definitely don't want to be running from Laredo. There's an option for us running from Dayton. I think Dayton's okay. I don't think it's massively busy. I mean, it's busy, but it's not massively congested, I should say. So potentially that's something we could look at. Do we have the infrastructure in sort of to support that? And I think we do. We can utilize this triangle, which I don't think is being utilized at all right now. Okay. So potentially we did think ahead a little bit, and we will see if we can make that work. All right, we've got our NYC freight shuttle set up. Now let's get some train or a train. Probably start with one, get that purchased running, and we can obviously upgrade it as we move along as well. I think we'll go with GP35s for this one. And we'll stick a couple of boxcars on the front, and then we'll have the rest as flat cars. Perfect. All right, next we're going to give Spokane the freight treatment. Just a very similar sort of setup to what we've just done. We will get a single track set up to handle the freight deliveries, and we will get a little distribution service set up as well. This is actually quite a spread out little, I guess, town in terms of the freight requirements. So I've set up 3 stops. Hopefully that should be enough to cover pretty much everything. And similarly, we will get a line set up from Dayton to handle this one as well. What have I done? I can't find my shuttle. Oh, I called it the Dayton Freight Shuttle, you idiot. Okay, that should be fixed now. Yeah, so if all ends up well, we should be able to start getting some freight moving to these 2 cities as well and allow them to grow, which, as we know, is good for everyone all around. So, tools. As I mentioned, we've got tools required at Spokane and New York. We are producing tools, I think, a few places around the place, if I can find them. Maybe? Definitely producing tools somewhere anyway. Possibly Oklahoma might be our only place we're producing them? That surely doesn't sound right. In any case, we have a production facility here, Spokane Tools Factory, which would allow us to hopefully get those fed around the place. We could definitely send them up to Lafayette, which should hopefully allow us to lift up production. So we only need steel, and we do have steel over here at San Francisco Central. Question is, would we run it all the way around, or would we run it just direct? And I think we'd actually run it direct. Probably a little bit lazy and does really start to have rails going every which way, but it's at least 3 times the length if we want to loop it around our existing network. So I think it's probably worth the maybe slight weirdness. I don't think it's that weird. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll get a nice long 480 meter platform over here as well, so we can take advantage of the quite large amounts of steel we are producing over here. All right, we should be able to pretty much just link those up and be good to go. This is actually a fairly simple connection here. You'll notice I have gone high speed, and I think that's just because we probably do need to start getting some more high speed freight. I don't think we have a heap of locomotives that support high speed right now, but I think we do need to plan for it in the future. Ooh, let's just skirt that a little bit further. Have we stuffed this? I think we have actually. We need to go a little bit wider, so we are not deleting that field. Which, I mean, at this stage of the game, it doesn't really cost us all that much. But it's about being, you know, good humans. And, yeah, not deleting things that we could potentially avoid deleting. Probably just one train running right now, but I will get a couple of crossing loops in, just so we can, I guess, do that planning for the future once again. We will need to punch a line in here as well, so that we can actually get trains running here. Right? Oh, we could probably punch it through the other way, actually. Probably easier to do it like that. Okay. Cool. Get a line set up. And we should be able to get a nice heavy, I'm thinking an Alco Century or 2 or 3 set up to run on that line. Oh, and we can use our new steel coils, in fact. Yes. Yes, we can. I think we might actually get an additional locomotive on this, to be honest. Because it is going to struggle quite a bit. All right, that's quite an exciting one. Really happy about that. And then all we need to do is connect this up to, possibly over here at Lafayette Exchange, to be honest, and we can shift it with our trucks that are running. Possibly? Or do we punch it through to Dayton? I'm thinking. Actually, no, we probably want to have 480 meter long trains available. Oh, especially since we're producing double the tools. So yes, it will be running to Dayton in that case. Okay, so we might actually need to double up this this one, even though we're only running the one train to our steel mill. But let's see how it goes. think we may stick with our sentries. Let's see how it looks. So we're going to be running our auto parts box cars, I think. And let's see how we get up to. I think we're probably fine with 2. Yep, that looks good. And we will get that on our Spokane to Dayton tool line. Oh, look at this. We are getting another hold up on this sort of bottleneck, I guess, on our Roseville line. And I think potentially a quick change we could make here is adding an additional platform here for our Cross River trip train. Or not for the Cross River trip train, actually, but on this station, because we are struggling a bit with, as you can see, having a few trains sort of sitting here waiting to go, which is also holding up trains flowing in the other direction as well. So I think we should be able to sneak in another set of tracks here, I'm hoping. It looks like we can from what I'm seeing there, so let's go ahead and do that. And we will need to get ourselves another set of tracks. We can possibly sneak that in there, and if we can make that a double slip, we should be able to make it flow good as well. I'm not speaking very well at the moment. Well, it's fine. And we should then be able to potentially grab Lafayette Oil, allow it to use an additional station here or an additional platform. You Lafayette Oil as well? Yeah, so you should flow now, which should hopefully speed things up a little bit as well. Let's take the opportunity while we're hanging out here to replace some more of our older steam locomotives. So we've got our Lakewood to Salem iron ore mine, which is a nice easy one. We can replace both of these. We have unlocked some additional locomotives we can use as well. We've unlocked some new SDs and some GPs as well. Doesn't look like we've unlocked any Penn Central or anything of the SDs, so we'll stick with GPs potentially. Alternatively, we've still got these Centuries, which are still looking absolutely fantastic. But I think we might switch over to GPs now. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. We don't have a reversed version of them, unfortunately, which I thought we would, but no. So I guess everything's going to be facing forward on these if we're running with multiple, which I think we will. All right, there we go. That does decrease our capacity actually quite a bit, to be honest. So we might potentially consider getting an additional train running. Like so. Beautiful. Also got the PRE freight shuttle, which we will get replacing as well. I think we will probably just go with flat cars on this one. Yes, once again, obviously it's going to be decreasing some of our capacities, but I think it's okay. I don't necessarily have a problem with doing that. And I wonder if we can get away with a single train running on these. Not sure we'll be able to do that. Yeah, nice. Actually, really easy. So we'll switch across those. Beautiful. Also got our Santa Rosa freight shuttle, which we'll switch across. And we'll probably give this the same sort of treatment. So GP30s, or 38s, I should say. With some flat cars. Roseville to Spokane Silver. We can get these ones switched across as well. These ones I think we'll need to double up because they're going to be running up to 320. Cool, and that should be pretty good. Might even get an additional run running as well. Now the LA to Laredo Stone Line is challenging at times. It's probably, I would say, at or above capacity right now. We have fairly finite capacity on there right now. Let's see, 1134, and we've got 650 waiting. So it's actually not that bad. We're probably fine if we can maintain the current capacity we have. And obviously get some nice new trains running as well. So we need, what, these to be maybe 400 or so. And I don't think we're going to get that with anything we've got available to us right now. I would say we're probably going to be running with steel gondolas, I think. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Might be okay, actually. Let's see. No, nowhere near it. Let's get another 2 running there. Let's see how that goes. Oh, you know what? You know what the problem is? They can run up to 480 because they are running just in sort of between stations on our freight sort of loop network. So that's probably why. What I might do, I might just forget these ones happened. That's not the ones we wanted to delete anyway. We wanted to delete 161 and 162, but oh well, it's fine. And we can boost these up to 480 to maintain a bit more. And how are they going? Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Got some arguments happening as well. How's that going to look now? Yeah, much better. Pretty much where we were before. We got mutually blocking, of course. Yes, the old mutual blocking is happening. We can fix that. We will shift this up. That should fix that problem. I'm hoping. Might not actually. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, okay. If that's the case, we probably shouldn't have signals in this section if there's the possibility that things will start blocking one another. I wonder if you will squeeze through there. Looks like you will. Cool. Well, crisis averted there. Cool. I think it's about time in history for us to really get rid of the rest of these steam trains. We've still got a lot of them running. So I think I'm pretty much gonna, all of our freight ones I'm just gonna get rid of. We'll stop maybe and have a look at our sort of duplex engines, make some decisions there, and anything remaining running passenger we'll have a chat about as well. But other than that, I'm just going to run through and get everything replaced. All right, so we've got our El Paso to San Francisco oil sand train. That was run by our big boys. Those were our experimental units we purchased for evaluation. And yeah, it's time for them to be replaced. I think they've done a really good job for us, but yeah, it's time to move on. What sort of capacity do we have on each one of these? We've got 348 to 580. I wonder if we can switch those. Actually, we will probably just be using the same gondolas, to be honest. We will replace them, get some fresh ones in there, but we should be able to maintain the same capacity, I think. I think we'll be going with 3 locomotives on each and fill the rest up with gondolas, and I think we should be fine. Yeah, I think that is pretty good. Nice. Next up, we've got a few duplexes on our Cross River main line that we're still utilizing, so we will be switching those out as well. And what is our capacity on those? 270, and it's probably not going to change because we'll still be using flat cars, I would expect at least. And 38 twos. Is there something faster we can use? We've got our SD42s that unfortunately we can't use. GP30s appear to be geared a little bit differently, I guess. And it's way too late to be buying F7s. So I think we just might have to deal with it, I guess, at the moment. I mean, we could run SD42s, but we just don't have a appropriate livery for it, which is a bit weird. So I might have to have a look. I'll tell you what, we'll run with 38 twos for the moment, but we just need to keep in mind we may need to switch those over. I'm not sure if this will have enough power for 480 either. Let's have a look. It does. So I'll run with it, but I want to come back and see if we can switch those out for something else. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. No time for a ride along this time. As I mentioned, it's been very busy with being sick and having to travel for business the week before last. But I'm back into it and I'm glad to be back into it. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. Big shout out to my Founders Club patrons, Caleb and Isaiah. Thank you so much to the two of you for helping to make this video possible. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Transport Fever 2, The Long Game. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.